Hello guys, welcome to a new video. In one of my previous videos, while answering a comment about Zip, I got the idea for this video. I realized Lara has some strange relationships with certain characters. So let's start with Werner. Their story is probably the most complicated and hard to understand, so each fan has their own interpretation. I'm going to share what makes sense to me. The first time we see Werner in Tomb Raider 4, The Last Revelation, he is Lara's mentor, whom she admires and respects. But we can see through the tutorial in the first levels that there's a competitive vibe between them, and a good example is the race for the iris in the second level. Also, when Werner says this,
I feel we should lend this some respect.
And you are the world-famous archaeologist adventurer Lara Croft, yeah? No, I am the renowned archaeologist adventurer Werner Von Croy, and you will do as I say. Go to the wall and pull the lever.
it shows that he is arrogant and doesn't like the idea of Lara becoming a more famous archaeologist than him. Werner didn't listen to Lara and got trapped with the iris. Lara says she will get help, but we don't know if she ever actually did. I believe she probably tried, but maybe Von Croy managed to escape using the iris, since in Tomb Raider Chronicles we see that the artifact has teleporting powers. After that accident, it's hard to understand why they became enemies. Since Werner is arrogant, perhaps he was upset that a young girl with barely any experience was right and that he ended up also in a wheelchair. Then later he had the walking stick, so it shows that at least he got better. And Lara realized that Werner wasn't all that great and was sometimes an idiot. He showed how greedy he was, especially when combined with his disbelief in the artifact's powers. Between the second level and the rest of the Tomb Raider, there should be the little adventure from Tomb Raider Chronicles, where Lara infiltrated Werner's company to steal the iris. Some people think she stole the iris because she won the race when she was younger, and it was rightful hers, but I believe she knew Werner was using the artifact to create dangerous things, so she needed to steal it from him and protect it in her home, like she does with the other artifacts that she got in the previous games. The fact that Lara stole the iris from Von Croy and discovered that he was using it for dangerous purpose might be why. And maybe this is the reason why she doesn't like Werner in Tomb Raider 4, because she knows that he can use artifacts' powers to do bad things. Now back to Tomb Raider 4, it seems like they really do try to kill each other several times through the game. At one point a man even tries to kill her with a rocket launcher, so why do they suddenly start caring about each other in the end of the game? You know, like he tries to help Lara and Lara seems to be kinda happy to see him. And the only thing that I can think of this is that Von Croy changed after being possessed by something super evil. He started to believe in the supernatural and remembered how important Lara was to him. Still, before being possessed by Seth, he already knew the iris had powers, so he should have believed in the supernatural by then. But hey, this is a story from Tomb Raider Chronicles and they don't always make much sense, like how we see Pierre dying again in one of those stories. You know, Larson, we can say that maybe he didn't die from that, but it's kind of hard to believe that Pierre survived that fall. So basically what complicated their relationship, I mean Werner and Lara's relationship, was the fact that Werner didn't believe in the supernatural while Lara did and respected the warnings. Still, it seems a bit extreme how they try to eliminate each other without hesitation. Their relationship ultimately ends when he asks her for help in Angel of the Darkness, but she's angry, believing that he abandoned her in Egypt, which isn't true. He never stopped searching for her and seemed to care for her almost like a father. Perhaps when she was first found by the tribe, she didn't look for her. In any case, she refuses to help him and he dies in front of her. And yeah, it's then that she realizes how important he was to her and tries to avenge him. Their whole story is tragic, but yeah, in Angel of the Darkness, it doesn't make sense Lara to be angry at Von Croy because it wasn't supposed to be Von Croy. It was supposed to be John Hughes. And yeah, that kind of complicated the story even more. Werner doesn't make much sense to be there, but yeah, they had to work with what they had. We first meet Zip in Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles, where he and Lara seem to be just partners. Since Zip is a bit sassy and likes to make jokes, I believe Lara found him annoying but useful. He also seems to care about her. A good example is when she falls in the elevator and he expresses concern.
Lara! You there? Lara! Lara! You broke? You ain't dead, is you? Come on, girl, answer me!
Gonna be sore in the morning.
I knew you was too tough for a little fall like that.
At the end, he even says that they might be friends in the future, so...
You stay in touch, yeah? Maybe we're gonna be pen friends.
Interestingly enough, by the time of Legend, they were indeed friends, yeah. Lara wouldn't let just anyone stay in her house and share so much important information if she didn't trust him. This time their conversations seem friendly, unlike in Tomb Raider 5. She does seem to care about him and the rest of the team, as we see at the end of Ghana and England levels. Everything was fine up until Underworld, which came along and complicated things. Sorry Tomb Raider Underworld fans, but the truth is Lara was awful to everyone in that game. She didn't care about them as she did in Legend. Her relationships with other characters in Underworld were really bad. I think the only person that she was kind to was the doppelganger in the DLC because she freed the doppelganger. Zip was shot in the leg by the doppelganger in Tomb Raider Underworld, and he was thinking that it was Lara that did that, so he tried to shoot her back without hesitation, and perhaps it was the pain of being shot, and unlike Winston, Zip didn't realize that it didn't make sense to be Lara. Lara in turn responds very aggressively. I know that she was almost shot, but like that happens a lot, so she should respond that to that a bit, I don't know, better. So yeah, she didn't show much concern for a friend who was hurt. She didn't even ask if he was okay. Later Zip gets mad at her because she doesn't seem to care about Alistair's death and because she eventually frees the doppelganger, like I said before. Their relationship in that game is just weird, you know. Ugh, no, I really don't like it. The tension may stem from the fact that Zip can't stand how obsessed Lara has become, to the point where she doesn't care about anything else. And Lara is so focused on finding her mother that she wouldn't stop at anything, even if it meant hurting someone close to her. I think she might even have shot poor Winston if he had been in her way. So yeah, she was carrying that. Jonah wasn't a very important character in Tomb Raider 2013. In that game he would call Lara Little Bird, as if she were his little sister. But we never saw the strong bond, you know, that developed in the sequels. Developed kind of like it just appeared, like they were like besties out of nowhere. In later games, he goes with Lara on her adventures, though there's no special reason for it. Some people think he liked her as more than a friend, which is why he stuck with her in the next 2 games. In those 2 sequels, their relationship mostly revolves around Jonah being tired of Lara's obsessive attitude. It's basically the same thing as Zip, they just repeated everything again. You often see uncomfortable discussions between her and Jonah, which makes their dynamic feel off. There's like so much uninteresting drama between them that it makes their relationship so weird. It doesn't make sense to me, and there are sometimes parts that are just uncomfortable, and it's just very unnecessary drama. Then Jonah always ends up getting kidnapped and Lara becomes desperate to save him. This also happens in the books and comics that are supposed to be canon. I thought Jonah would move on after getting a girlfriend at the end of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but apparently that's not the case, as he's set to appear in the upcoming anime that takes place after Shadow. I find the relationship with Von Croy intriguing but very confusing. The dynamic with Zip was okay and sometimes fun until Tomb Raider Underworld, where it became surprising and disappointing. I feel kind of the same about Jonah. Their relationship was fine in Tomb Raider 2013, but after that it's just uncomfortable, repetitive and boring most of the time. They're like not a fun group to be around or like relatable with each other. It's like, oh, I just care so much about you and that's it. And like their conversations, especially the one about the worm and his brother, like, oh my god, so cringe, so not funny, nothing special. Okay, yeah, I didn't like it. And there's like another part where he also says like he's hungry and he would eat like a whale or a horse or whatever, and she's like, hey, like it wasn't that funny and original. So that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like to help the video reach more people, and subscribe for more content. Until next time, bye bye.